So, Steph, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I mean, really, it's great to have you at the event tonight. I think the tour of the harbor was amazing. And, now we're going on to the actual event. It's going to happen in a few minutes. We've got people coming in that are really passionate about the Port Society and the Bethel and all that we do. And we're just so excited to have the Herman Melville statue here. And the fact that you've created it and it's on its way and it's in production is kind of exciting. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about, where is it within the process right now? I mean, how does the creative process work, and where is the how is the statue doing?
So I started sculpting the full size, and we have pictures of that here, of the 5.5-foot model, the clay model, in December, and that took about 6 months. And then they came and scanned it. So this is the new technology. They came and spent 3 hours scanning it, high resolution scan. And then now she's currently refining the scan because there are details that are lost, little minute details. So we're going to spend the next month meeting every week to make sure that all the details get added back in. So using the pictures already, so some of the details of the mustache were a little bit muted. So we actually focused on that a couple days ago. And she's going to work on that. And she put all the detail back into the eyebrows. And this is the most complicated part of the sculpture. So she'll spend a lot of time doing that. So again, that'll take until mid-September, and then we'll start printing it in what's called PMMA plastic, which is, again, new technology, which is, doesn't have the little lines in it. It's all solid. And then that'll get refined, and then that is what is cast. That's what they use. They make a mold from that, and then they pour the bronze into it. It's like it's hollow, and then they pour the bronze into it, and then the bronze replaces the plastic. So it's actually a lost plastic process now. It used to be lost wax. And then they make the bronze. It's all in pieces.
So cool.
And then it's welded together.
So it's going to be bronze.
Yes.
I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk about what the metal was going to be, and some folks, because it's still it's not mysterious, but it's still far out,
Right.
So there are only a few people. So, I mean, it was a long process. I mean, I was on the subcommittee, and a lot of people, from all over the world applied to try to make this statue for the city of New Bedford and the Port Society. And I mean, congratulations, right? But what was it about the novel or Herman Melville or New Bedford that led you to come up with this design?
Well, first let me say thanks. I'm thrilled to do this because I love Melville, and I read Melville in college on my own, and actually took a trip through Southeast Asia and spent some time on a fishing boat. I don't know if that was inspired by Melville or not, but I loved Moby Dick and Billy Budd and some of his other stuff. I was an American Studies major at Colby, so naturally I read some of Melville. And then a friend of mine who was on the board of the Poe statue saw this call. I didn't see it. And he emailed me, and there was only a few weeks left. And he said, you should do Melville. He said, you'd be great for this. So then I applied because I love Melville, and got selected as a semifinalist, I think. Was it last spring? I kind of lost track of time. And at that point, I re-listened to Moby Dick while I was sculpting, just to get, if I get selected, what would I do? Right. And sort of absorbed the novel. And I knew there had to be a whale in it, but I didn't know how I was going to do the whale.
Right.
You can't do a giant whale. And then it just dawned on me that, and after talking to a friend, I should do whale ribs. And then I had to figure out how to do the ribs.
I think you have a picture here of the whale ribs, right?
Yep.
This one, probably the smaller one.
The back, yeah.
Backside. And this one here is probably the most prominent, right?
Right.
This one there. So that's so cool. And that's going to be about, 9 feet?
So, yeah, with the base is going to be 18 inches, and this part's actually going to be 7 feet, and then that's going to be 18 inches here. So it's going to be pretty tall. Right. And then there's the hymn that's from chapter 9 of Moby Dick that Father Mapple led in the Seamen's Bethel, is going to be inscribed around the base. And the idea of that hymn it's talking about Jonah's journey in and out of the whale, and it was a transformative journey. It was a religious journey, and Melville wasn't particularly religious, but I think that nature to him put him in a state of awe. I think he was in awe of nature, and you get that reading Moby Dick, when he's talking about going over the pod of whales and, the size of the whale and the guy falling into the whale's head and things like that. So I think that Melville's journey paralleled Jonah's journey. That's why it's Melville and Jonah's journey. And this shows them emerging from the whale ribs. So the hymn, the Seamen's Bethel, and Melville are all talking to each other.
And he's looking he's looking at the opening to the New Bedford Harbor.
Yes.
When we position him at the site, he's going to be looking at the opening, which is amazing.
Yes, and that was a change that you guys suggested. Initially, I had him looking at the Whaling Museum, and I think that was a really good change. I think not only conceptually, but it flows better with his head going that way. So
yeah, and the Whaling Museum, is beautiful, but at the time when he was here, it wasn't built yet.
right.
So and the pins for this year's event on the hill actually is the tablet that inspired Herman Melville to write the novel.
Yeah.
So that's the pin that we have this year, which is kind of cool. That's really good. So it's pretty exciting. I guess, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add about it, but I mean, we've got a little bit of ways to go, right? We've got to do some work. Right now, we have to do some structural work. I've got to do some geotech work on the site as a project manager. We've got to figure out the exact positioning that puts the statue as a complement to the site, to the Port Society site, which is going to be a great. We got some great ideas where to put it, and then just await that day, hopefully sometime mid next year.
Right.
To have this thing reviewed.
Right. I can't wait. And the patina on this is. And the granite that the base that he's going to be on are selected to complement and not overpower the Bethel in any way. So the granite is meant to pick up on some of the granite that's already out there, as well as some of the plaques that are inside the Bethel. So, and the patina is going to be gray. It's not going to be brown. So it'll complement and fit with the surroundings.
So cool. So cool. I don't know. What's this? Some other thoughts?
Yeah. So the backside of this. So the idea is that he's in it's motion, right? So the whole the ocean and the ribs are all swirling around him. So he's sort of in this state of of rising up out of the ocean and out of the whale ribs. And the coat is meant to convey the idea of the wind swirling around him, but it also is to give you an idea of a sail. Just to sort of evoke that, the old.
There's a lot of symbolism in here that we're getting the benefit of because of you being here today, which is great. Because when people look at art, a lot of folks try to interpret what the artist intended.
Right.
It's great to have you here firsthand telling us what these things mean.
Right. And I want people to walk around and read the hymn. And get the experience and have, all the angles of the sculpture be interesting.
Yeah.
So the back is not just the back. It's still something to see there.
Yeah, it's going to be we're really thankful to the city of New Bedford for sponsoring a majority of this statue here on the site, and we're happy to have it here in perpetuity. I mean, we've been here for 193 years. The tablets and the cenotaphs in the Bethel, we've been protecting and preserving them and presenting them for that amount of time, and this statue will just be one of those other artifacts that we have here at the site, hopefully for another 193 years.
Yeah, it's truly an honor to be able to add to this.